Oman was the place where I have decided to film my very first travel video, and more specifically, my first climbing trip video. We arrived in Muscat, the capital, and we were honestly surprised by how many opportunities for outdoor sports were right there, just outside the city. By pure coincidence, we booked our tickets and came during Ramadan. We tried to be respectful of the local culture, so during the day we didn't eat or drink in public. On our very first evening, right at the sunset, we hiked up to the climbing spot far away from people, and we ended the day with some fast food on the rocks. And that moment, sitting on the cliff, watching the sky change colors, while the sound of singing floats in from a distant mosque, absolutely unforgettable. One of the main goals of this trip was, of course, climbing. Before buying the tickets, I checked the climbing guide on the Rakup website. It costed around $10, but honestly, totally worth it. It had all information we needed about the cracks and the routes and how to get there. A few places really caught my eye. Kubra Canyon in Hadash. Kubra Canyon was the easiest to access. You can park right at the entrance, then walk about 15 minutes along the rock trail, and suddenly you are surrounded by routes of all levels, from very beginner-friendly to absolutely insane. What I loved the most was how the first meters of many routes were perfectly smooth. You can see how water shaped the canyon over the time. These days, there are almost no water left, although sometimes they release the water from a nearby dam. Before they do that, they always check if anyone is inside the canyon, so we had no issues at all. And then it was finally a time to climb. I'm still not super confident with lead climbing, so I stick with the easier routes where I know that I would not fall. Outdoors, my current max was around 6A on top rope. In the gym, I climb a bit harder routes, but not all the time. What I love about outdoor climbing is that you are not just fighting the route, you are interacting with the rock, with your fears, with your own demons, and then suddenly you top out. And this unreal view of the canyon opens up in front of you. You just stand there for a time and take it all in.
Закрепила.
Nika usually climbs slightly harder routes. This one I think was around 6B, but unfortunately we didn't manage to actually save the record of this.
Well, uus rada, uus päev. See oli keeruline, aga vaade on super, ma sain hakkama ja mul on see stikk ja ma olen välja nagu idioot, aga peaasi, et ma olen õnnelik. Ja minu turvaja on seal. Super look.
The second climbing spot was Hadash, and this place was a whole different story. Without a four-wheel drive, you cannot simply drive up there. You can hike on the foot, but then be prepared. Either bring a tent and camp near the crack, or stay overnight in a small hotel in the nearby village. This time, we hiked up.
Alright, so this nice lady didn't give us the car that we wanted to actually book. We're supposed to book like a RAV4 to actually do some off-roading as well, because some of the cracks are located in the middle of nowhere. And as you can see, we need to like walk a little bit.
We managed exactly 2 climbs each before the sun went down.
Normal. Влезу. Так, готовься ловить. Постараюсь не упасть. Опа! О! Woo! Yeah! I did it! Woo! Woo!
And then the descent was something else. Pitch black desert darkness. It got a bit scary when instead of the usual gold eyes, we started seeing strange cat-like glowing eyes following us all the way to the car. And I personally was completely lost at the moment when I saw a jumping spider. Yes, also with glowing eyes. After that experience, we knew one thing. We had to come back. The place was too incredible. This time we actually brought a tent, planning to sleep right next to the rock and climb again in the morning. Yeah, that plan didn't last long. Once we crawled into the tent in the night, the fear kicked in almost instantly. Too many sounds, complete silence around the rock. Every little noise felt terrifying. So we called a guy from a nearby hotel. He is a kind man. He came to help us, guided us down, arranged the room, and the next morning, after the breakfast together, we actually came to climb in the daylight. We packed our leftover tents and then headed back down.
Võtsime auto.
Oman didn't stop to surprise us. We explored some caves in Bani.
No nii, me tulime siis siia kuskile koobasesse ujuma. Me tahtsime midagi privaatselt ja me saime midagi väga privaatselt. Kokid.
Then we went night wakeboarding with bioluminescent plankton glowing around us. And we even went fishing with locals.
Miks mitte fancy, väga fancy. Punane diivan. Yeah, I was on the Maldives. I was going fishing. So how is it going?
No fish so far.
Got a fish!
Woo! See? What is this fish?
Sister, look back!
Big fish, yeah? Yeah, big!
Why are you holding it like your baby?
See? This is my baby. This is my first fish.
Уже темно. Щебечется тут кто-то.
After that, we sailed to a small uninhabited island and grilled the fish we caught right there. They marinated it with traditional Omani spices, not too spicy, but insanely delicious. We loved it so much that we brought the same spice to take home.
Nii, proovime nüüd seda sama kala, mis me ise püüdsime ja siis mehed on siis lõkkel selle ise ära teinud. paneme natukene laimi peale, nagu soovitatud oli. Ja see näeb väga isuäratav välja. Well. See on nii pehme. Ma kartsin, et see ei ole soolane. Aga loogiline on ju jah, et ta oli soolases vees. Ehk siis liha on ka tal soolane. Wow.
We didn't even make it outside of Muscat, though we stayed for 2 weeks. Oman has so many incredible places to visit, so we decided to save them for a future trip. Our next climbing adventure will be quite soon, and it will happen in Saudi Arabia. So subscribe and follow along, because 2 adventurous girls are just getting started.